Hello, my name is Alejandra Espinosa, and I'm going to do my informative speech on Pearl Harbor and the events that happened on Pearl Harbor. On December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor was attacked by the Japanese. They killed around 3,000 men, American soldiers, sailors, and there was like 67 civilians that were also killed during the event. There were 7 battleships that were destroyed during this event. It was the Arizona, California, Oklahoma, Downs, Cassin, West Virginia, and Nevada. Whenever the Japanese came, they came while everybody was unaware. The battleships, everybody was doing their routine training. They were just going about their day. Nobody knew what was going on. When the Japanese came, they didn't, of course they came and didn't advise nobody through the radio. They started implementing a lot of bombs and stuff like that on the ships, and then an hour later their aircraft started coming in, and they destroyed a lot of the United States aircraft that was at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and a lot of it was damaged, so it was impossible for the U.S. military to fight back. They had already damaged and disabled the ships, and most of them have already sank. The Arizona and the Oklahoma, both of those ships, they were sunk, and the Arizona killed 1,177 people, and the Oklahoma one killed 429 people died. Both of these ships, they were sunk, and there was nothing that they could do about these ships. So another ship that they attacked as well was in Nevada. That was hit by a torpedo, but it was later repaired, and it was used as a convoy for other missions. And it was used in a mission in the Atlantic Ocean, and until it was then, about 3 years later, it was retired, and the ship, it just is sunk, according to Macmillan, the one that the research that I did, and the references are going to be listed at the end of this video as well, on my notes. The other battleship that was damaged was the California. That ship didn't sink, but it did have a lot of flood damage, and it was eventually repaired. Although that at the California, 150 people did die in that ship that day. The Cassin and the Downs, that was damaged due to a fire, but they were able to salvage a lot of the equipment, and they sent it off to have it restored. Most of these ships, like the Cassin and the Downs, they were still on the dry land. So both of these ships, they weren't on the water, but since they were in the dry land, they were damaged to fire because they were damaged by torpedoes, and that's when most of the damage was caused to those ships. The reason why I wanted to do this on Pearl Harbor is because I enjoy reading about past events that happened in history in the U.S. I like it because I like to see what things happened and what we're doing today and how we're doing it. When that event happened, after it happened, President Roosevelt, he did mention that he did a speech, and he said that he was unaware what was going on. He was unaware of the attack that was about to happen, but many of the investigations that happened for after the attack happened, they said that he was probably one of the main reasons that the Japanese attacked. It wasn't necessarily only for the oil and how the Japanese, they wanted to control it, but it was because of him, that he was one of the reasons that he pushed over the Japanese to want to attack the U.S. And the reason why they wanted to attack the U.S. is because they attacked Pearl Harbor was that they can damage most of the ships, most of the battleships, and most of their aircraft to weaken up the military. But the U.S. is very strong in military wise, and after those events happened, we were able to come back, you know, and just pick up all the pieces. And although it's a very devastating history, the way that things are happening, that's one of the reasons why I love history, like I mentioned before, was because the things that happened before and how we're reacting to the events today. How did we change things, and what strategies are we taking now to come back from those events that where mistakes were made or where certain issues weren't followed. But during the Pearl Harbor, I mean, a lot of people were, a lot of the military were off. They weren't necessarily working. They were just going about their day, their weekend, and the Japanese planned this attack while everybody was off and enjoying their weekend and just going about their day. And whenever they most of the military, the battleships, they were doing their routine training. So it is very hard to say, you know, like, you know, the military should have done something different, or, I mean, the attack happened and nobody was unaware, and unfortunately we lost around 3,000 people. So the aircraft was also destroyed during this event. So I know I'm a little short on the information that I am giving, but it's only like a 5 to 7 minute video. So this is all the information I'm going to give for my informative speech. And I hope that you do want to dig up more about history and about the United States history and how it has changed our lives drastically. Even though we weren't born in that time, those events that happened then are affecting us today, and the changes and everything that we're currently doing today and why we do the things that we do today. So my references, like I said, they're going to be below, and they're also going to have the link for the internet, so if you guys want to go in there and check out more information on Pearl Harbor. Thank you.